The Time Life Encyclopedia of Things That Never Were. Creatures, Places, and People. Michael Page and Robert Ingpen. There is a world just around the corner of your mind, where reality is an intruder and dreams come true. You may escape into it at will. You need no secret password, no magic wand or Aladdin's lamp. Only your imagination and curiosity about things that never were. There are those who scoff at dreams and call them a waste of time. But dreams are as much a part of you as the beating of your heart. The gift of dreaming, of fantasizing, is precious because it expands one life into countless other lives. Like a myriad blossoms into a single branch. Those who cannot dream are to be pitied by those who can. They will never know the magic of slipping through one real time into dream time, of seeing through dimension after dimension, unknown to our five senses, as though one curtain after another was drawn aside to reveal a passionate world of colors, deeds, achievements, and abilities. Every person of every time has known the importance of dreaming. When their dreams have been recorded, we call them myths or legends or fairy stories. They are part of the treasure of our secret world, able to transport us instantly to Valhalla or Olympus. They explain to us everything we long to know and give substance to our instinct that there are worlds beyond our world. Dreaming or fantasizing is our only escape from reality until we pass through those great gates which lead to the ultimate dream. And yet, there is only a shadow curtain between reality and fantasy. The fantasies of the past are realities of the present. In 1903, H.G. Wells wrote a book entitled The Men in the Moon, and his contemporaries enjoyed it as a flight of fantasy. But within the lifetime of many humans born in 1903, the first men actually walked on the moon. No doubt we will see many more Wellson's fantasies change to reality, and perhaps travel through time as easily as we travel through space. Everything we accept as part of our lives was once fantasy. The mythology of every race tells of cosmic beings who use the elements as their weapons, and that fantasy became dreadfully true at Hiroshima. The legendary beings of the past could travel in chariots without horses, speak to each other across the universe, make fire obey them, and cure diseases with their magical powers. We have automobiles, radio, aeroplanes, electricity, laser beams, miracle drugs, and submarines. Our human ancestors would have regarded such things as fantasy. A scientist might deplore the notion that there is any link between science and fantasy, but fantasy has always come first. It is the creature of imagination, and without imagination there is no science. Every invention is the result of fantasy. This book is planned to help you release your own powers of fantasy, to show you that in slipping through the shadow curtain, you are following an honorable tradition. As you read it, you'll remember that research into things that never existed is by no means an exact science. One must use illogic instead of logic, illusion instead of illusion, insight rather than eyesight. The stories and illustrations of things that never were may vary sometimes from others you have read or seen, and that is because the creators of the book have used it as a key to unlock their own fantasies. They have used the word thing in its broadest meaning, any possible object of thought, and follows the trails of fantasy through many weird and tangled thickets of mythology, folklore, legends, fiction, and fairy tales. If they are contradictory, it is because fantasy itself is contradictory. The popular theory is that the earliest creators of fantasy, in its form of myth and legends, used it to explain all the wonders of the cosmos which they could not understand. But there is a cosmos within us as well as a cosmos around us, and it is far greater than anything we see or hear with our outward facilities. The exquisite and fearsome pictures of our imagination, the voices and music of the mind, arise out of an immensity of which we have no name. The cosmos within us holds all the gods and demons ever invented by mankind, with all their magical creativity compressed in mystic seeds within our hearts and minds. We're able to use their powers to achieve joy and freedom, or to spread physical and spiritual devastation. All we may hope to do is achieve some understanding of that immense cosmos within us. That which we call fantasy is the first step towards such understanding, because it is the electricity of imagination from which all knowledge springs. As you look into the dream world of other men and women, they may help you to understand.